And you're very welcome back. Thank you very much, Bernard, for ensuring that we do not get stuck in the traffic that is almost inevitable here in Lagos. But guess what? Do you know that one of the reasons why we do have some people describe them as mad hatters on the roads in Lagos is because people do not actually understand traffic rules or how to have traffic etiquette. However, some young people from the Future Project thought it would be wise to go out into the community and educate people on traffic laws, traffic rules. In the project, they've tagged Traffic Sense. The publicity officer is here this morning with us to tell us more about this project on Saturday. Adolphus Duru, you're very welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So this is a fantastic initiative. Yesterday on the show, we spoke about traffic, and the people who called, the numbers of calls we had was an indication of how passionately people felt about the traffic situation in Lagos State. The first question I think a number of people would want to ask you is why? What inspired this project? It's almost glaring, but it would be nice to hear from you. What inspired it?
Okay, basically in Lagos as a whole, the situation of traffic is mad. It's just everywhere. So we as volunteers of the Red Media saw this and we saw a vacuum that we thought we needed to fill. We cannot solve it, but we said, okay, hey, let's add our voice to this. Let's try and solve it. So we said, okay, we wanted to sensitize people, wanted to sensitize both the road users and the pedestrians that, okay, there are things that we can do to avoid this hectic traffic that we have to go through. And there are things that we can just abide by and then everything will be better. And also we had some research, and then the World Health Organization states that in a year, about 1.25 million people lose their lives from these traffic incidents and accidents. So we thought that, okay, it's possible as a group, as a volunteering arm of the Red Media, we add our voice to this and say, hey, we can stay alive if we do the right thing.
Okay, so this volunteering arm of the Red Media, does it comprise of just youths, or because we know that, we do hear that there are young people, or is it people of every age bracket?
Well, we know that the Red Media as a whole is more like youth inclined because our founders are more like 30 and 29. So basically, most of us are youths and the Red Media, basically youths. But then we are saying, okay, we are young, but we know how we can solve this. We know how we can do this together. So basically, that's that.
You know, it's fantastic you mentioned your founders. The founders of Red Media are Chude,
Adebola
and Adebola Williams, and they have done fantastic work. They're the ones who are responsible for the future projects. When's the next award?
It's coming up in December, 10th of December, if I'm correct.
10th of December.
Yes.
And so a group of other people have come out to say we want to tackle this issue headlong by doing something about it. So what is that thing that you want to do about it on Saturday? Okay,
basically, it's a community development service. So we're going to we're partnering with the LASMA and the VIO and then the MOT and then the FISC. So basically, we are going to say, okay, we're going to control traffic at a particular junction for a while at Allen Avenue, and then us as a whole team will move down to the new garage at Ikeja and call all the drivers and just say, everybody sit down here, let's talk to you. We'll have officials from the FRSC and from the LASMA speaking to these people and saying, okay, this and this is what this means, this is what this means, this can be done, this should be prevented. So basically, that's the entire idea of the event. That's the framework of the event.
So basically, we're lecturing people as to what the traffic laws in Lagos are, the do's and the don'ts.
Exactly.
Do we think that having this as one day, having this talk in one day, this seminar in one day is enough to cause a turnaround in the traffic mishap we do have?
Even if we had it every year, we cannot still solve the problem, but at least a step starts the journey. If we did this and then another organization did another organization did another, then at least we could save a couple of more lives and then we could let people, we could enlighten more people. So basically, that's it.
I love the way you mentioned, you know, we cannot, even if we did this for 1 year. And the next question I was going to ask you is there going to be a rollout program? Or are you going to just do this event on Saturday in Allen Avenue in Ikeja and it ends there? Or are you looking to go to other parts of Lagos State and perhaps even beyond Lagos State?
Yes, actually. Just so I add, it's, the Red Media and the Future Project is not just Lagos-based, it's Africa-based. So while we're doing this in Lagos, the guys at Abuja are doing another thing. So a couple of other people are doing traffic-related things as well.
On the same day?
On the same day, around Nigeria, around like in Zambia and a couple of other countries as well. So basically, we're not doing any other thing after October the 24th, but we hope that we can also come back some other time and say, okay, check back on get feedback if there was any improvement and everything. But basically, not just in Lagos and not just us.
Okay. Is there a reason why you chose October 24? Is it a day of traffic, or is it why that particular day?
No specific reason, but then we knew that we had to do something in October because, I mean, it's like the beginning of the last 4 months. Exactly. So we had to say, okay, people are still here, people are still sane, the whole crave for money hasn't begun, and people are willing to listen. So we said, okay, let's maximize this October and see what we can do here.
When we talk about traffic wrongs, don'ts actually, what are the ones that readily come to your mind?
I mean, basic stuff. Don't use your phones while driving. Don't answer calls with your hand while driving. Don't tweet and drive. I mean, we can sometimes you're driving and someone is Instagramming and Snapchatting and saying, okay, on my steering and everything. These are ridiculous things that can be avoided. And then don't rubberneck while driving. Basic stuff.
Rubberneck?
Yes, I mean, some people are driving and then they see something, okay, like they see something and then and then they lose focus off.
Oh.
Yes, so it's basically called rubbernecking.
It's happened to me once. I almost had an accident. Oh, wow. Now let's talk about the pedestrian bridges.
Just before we open the pedestrian, I was going to open the pedestrian bridges. Just before we talk about the pedestrian bridges, it would be nice to hear from people at home. If you'd like to join the discussion and tell us your experience of traffic and breaking traffic rules and regulations, or what irks you when you're driving on the road, please do join the conversation either on Twitter at GMNS School TV. Eno is tweeting furiously away, so please respond. And of course, you can call our phone lines 01277 8196. 01277-2196, 012777196. We want to hear from you. We want to know how we can improve the traffic situation in terms of reducing road accidents in Nigeria. Please do call us.
Okay, so I was talking about pedestrian bridges in Lagos, and we do know how a lot of the time they've tried to kick against people using pedestrian bridges in Lagos. What we do have a picture here. See people, there's actually a pedestrian bridge, and yet they are crossing in front of it. How do you think, okay, apart from the conversation we're going to have, there are places where people need to cross the road, but there are no pedestrian bridges. When we're talking to these people, the drivers and people who use the road, is there any plan to talk to the government? Because there are places where pedestrian bridges need to be created as well, that they do not have pedestrian bridges.
Course,
so do we hope to see any of that in the long run?
Of course. If we are opportune at the future project to have a very, very good liaison with the government. So if we go out to specific places and then we see needs, we always relate to our founders and say, sir, we saw this, we need this. So we are hoping that if we get to see anything that we can solve by virtue of this project, definitely relate it to the government and say, okay, please assist.
So people who are in Lagos watching now and feel that there are things that need to be corrected, areas that certain ideas can come up with regards to fixing traffic, can they reach out to you?
Of course. That's the idea of this. It's not just, like we said, it's not just for the people on the road. It's not just for the drivers. It's for everybody. But it's going to be on air, on TV, so people can see, people can tweet at us and say, okay, this needs to be solved. They should bring their ideas and we'll implement if we can.
You know, the fantastic thing about this project is the fact that it's being pushed and it's being championed by young people. They say young people are the future of Nigeria. And in the recent appointments, we were complaining that, we didn't see a reflection of young people in the list. However, it's important for people to understand that you don't have to be in that kind of position to make an impact in society. You can form an organization like yours, so kudos to you guys, and go out there and do something in your community. You don't have to have the title of minister, commissioner, or secretary to do something significant in society. So if you're speaking to young people who are watching as well, can people get involved, or is it just a select few that...
No, it's open. That's why I'm here. It's open to everybody. I mean, we are Unilag on Saturday, I believe. Yes, on Saturday. And then we're like, at the end of the whole symposium, over 50 students ran and said they wanted to volunteer for the future project. So we are taking people every day, as long as they are willing, as long as they have the vision that we have as a team, then please, they are welcome on board. And then about the young people not being active and not participating, I always believe that the challenge is, while we were growing up, they said we were the future leaders. And then we still had that mindset that, okay, we are still the future leaders. But I always believe that the time is now. The future is now.
And that's the future project start. The future is here.
Exactly.
The future is now.
Yeah, that's what they teach us, that the future is now. It's the time to implement those dreams that we have, those hopes that we have. Those say, okay, when I get to a particular age in life, I will implement this. It's now. This is that time. So basically, that is the gospel we preach, and that's the life we live as the Future Project.
Fantastic. Just before you go, thank you so much. It's been very enlightening having you.
Thank you.
You know, Valentine had a picture up a few seconds. I think, yeah, that picture. This is one of the problems we have in Nigeria. We're going to be discussing safety on the roads and in terms of people carrying multiple. I'm very glad you're doing this in partnership with LASMA, VIO, and FRC, because they're the enforcers of road traffic and road regulations. But what do you think about this picture?
It's sad to look at, first of all, and but then, I mean, he's a family man. He has to convey his family. But it's really sad to look at. And then we are going to be fighting against things like this. I mean, cyclists have to understand that their means of transportation is more risky, is riskier than normal. So they need to understand that there are a maximum amount of people that you can take on.
There's so many things wrong with that picture. He didn't have a helmet on. So had anything happened, the accident would be really bad.
And we cannot tell
and he has
which
children.
road
He has
he's
children
on.
it. It's sad.
We know that motorcycles have been banned from major roads in Lagos, so we do not know which road exactly he's on and he's flying. Finally, what are the things people should look forward to, expect to see that day? Because we know that as people are watching, they will turn out in their numbers to come and give back to the society. Do not ask what your government will do for you. Ask what you will do for your government and for your country. Exactly. So we are going to give back. We on the morning show are going to be a part of this. What should we expect to see that day?
Majorly fun first, and then a lot of education. I mean, the Future Project that's what we do, fun and then educate. So we're going to be teaching people as much as we can in the most fun-filled way as possible.
Do I get to wear reflective jackets?
Of course.
Fantastic.
I like the fact that Olive always has a way. She's a barrister, Olive, by the way. Has a way of bringing fashion and elements of fashion in. She has to look good no matter what she's doing.
It's very important.
But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Put your passion into a greater passion, and we all, one by one, will change our society.
Apart from that, the reflective jacket is something that should be worn by people who are controlling traffic, most especially at night. How do they get to know you're standing there? If you don't wear a reflective jacket, they will jam you.
Yes.
You just die for nothing.
Exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Adolphus Duru, and our regards to the entire team at the Future Project. We look forward to working with you on Saturday.
And thereafter.
And thereafter. And you just might see us on the streets of Allen Avenue come Saturday, controlling traffic. Stay tuned. It's still Good Morning Nigeria. Victor Oru standing by at the news center to give you the second and final news bulletin.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.